Yeah, I mean, I'll be very brief from the Bruins. The Bruins have won 2 games in a row. They had a crazy win last week down in Florida. Coming home to play Tampa, they also beat them as well this week. And they play this afternoon up in Ottawa against the Ottawa Senators, 3 o'clock this afternoon. Bruins right now 22-19-5, last 10 games, 3-6-1. So, of course, we talked a little bit last week about how the poor play of the Bruins. They had lost, I think it was about 6 games in a row. They hadn't won a game yet in calendar year 2025, and had only gotten 1 point, and they've won 2 in a row, which is good. And they needed those 2 wins against 2 teams in the division, both the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Bruins right now have fallen out of their third seed in the Atlantic Division. Right now, they are just
they were holding it down so well. They
exactly
just,
right.
That third place was meant for them, and all of a sudden they're not there anymore.
2 points behind the Tampa Bay Lightning for that, and Bruins right now 1 point behind the surprising first wildcard team right now in the Columbus Blue Jackets, who have 50 points. The Bruins sitting right now the second wildcard at 49. But Clay, behind the Bruins right now we have the Ottawa Senators. Senators win today. They would leapfrog the Bruins into that second wildcard with 48 points. There's a bit of a logjam behind with teams at 48 points. The Montreal Canadiens, who are playing better hockey.
Detroit Red
Wings. The Red Wings, who are just winners of their last 7, bringing in a new head coach. They're at 48 points.
Wow.
46 points, rather. Then you have the Flyers at 46, the Penguins at 46, the Rangers at 45, who played really bad hockey. So in the second half of the year, it's going to be a dogfight for that both second and first wild card. And also, Clay, I think between the Bruins and the Tampa Bay Lightning for that third spot in the Atlantic Division. But what I've always said, too, and it was very interesting, Toronto and Florida have leapfrogged each other back and forth, 1 and 2 in the Atlantic. But if you look at the points as well, Clay, 58 points for the Toronto Maple Leafs right now, 3 points ahead of the Florida Panthers, who sit at 55 points, second in the Atlantic Division. The Lightning right now only 4 points back of the second spot in the Atlantic. And only 7 back of the first. So a lot can happen. We've seen a lot of win streaks this year for teams. We've seen a lot of losing streaks. It hasn't been, for whatever reason, 2 losses in a row, and then you win 3. It's been like 6 in a row, 7 in a row, both wins and losses for teams. So a lot of hockey left to be played, and I think this is going to come down to who's playing the best hockey at the end of the year, like we saw 2 years ago with the team, like the Florida Panthers, who didn't play a good first half of the year, came out hot in the second half, got into the playoffs as a second wild card, faced the Bruins, and of course we know what happened after that. So it's no matter what happens in the first half of the season, that's done and good. Whoever is playing the best hockey and can sneak in to the wild card, look out, because that's the team to look out for.
The hot team with the hot goalie. Are you feeling a little bit better about our goaltender now?
No, certainly not. I don't feel any better about the Bruins than I did last week, but I mean, it's nice to see they've won a couple of games, but I still see this team as a mediocre team at best. And I know there was some hubbubaloo about Pastrnak and Marchand not liking each other. That was clearly just an inaccurate statement, and
nobody cared.
And what Cam Neely said was interesting. He was asked about what he wants to do about with the team, and not interested in blowing up the team, but he did say he's realistic where the Bruins do stand at the midway part of the year, with the trade deadline coming up on March the 7th.
He can read the newspapers.
And he says, right now, I really don't have an appetite for rebuild or retool, but like I told our general manager, of course, Don Sweeney, who should be fired, but anyway, and the staff, we have our meetings coming up here in a little bit. We do have to prepare for 2 paths. Obviously, the one path is that we're buyers and we feel good about our team, but the other path is maybe somewhat of a retool, but we're not focusing on that right now. We're focusing on trying to get our team to be in a better place.
Which means they want to get him back to 3rd place and not a 4th place. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I look at that when you say, well, we're not looking at a retool, but maybe that means you're looking at a retool. So, I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So that's what I have in the Bruins. Hopefully we'll get to see Hampus Lindholm back from injury soon, and he's back to practice. But again, puck drop up in Ottawa this afternoon, 3 o'clock against the Ottawa Senators, who are right on the heels of the Bruins. And I don't think we'll see. I believe Linus Ullmark is still. Yeah, he's on the IR, so we won't see him, unfortunately. So,
well, I can tell you this: the Bruins still lead in penalty minutes.
They do,
they do.
And I don't think that's a stat they want to get rid of anytime soon. So
they may have gone from 3rd to 4th, but they haven't lost the lead there.
Yeah. So we'll see as the weeks go on where the Bruins stand, and as Cam Neely said, which path they will go on. Clay,
they will go on no path. I know these guys like the back of my hand. The Bruins are a lazy team and they're a cheap team. And the least they can do is what they're going to do, and the least they can spend is what they're going to spend.